The Adventurous Giraffe and the Sky-High Forest. Once upon a time, lived a curious little giraffe named Gizmo. He lived in a small village, tucked away in the African plains. The village was incredibly beautiful and filled with plenty of resources, but Gizmo was always looking for more. He would travel outside of the village, in search of new and exciting things. He often asked the elders at the village what the world outside his village was like, but they had always said, "The world outside is full of wonderful wonders, but not enough time to discover them all." Gizmo had heard enough of this and decided that it was time for him to explore the world outside his village. So one day, Gizmo packed a bag with some snacks and supplies and embarked on an adventurous journey. He had never seen anything like the wild African savanna before and was amazed at the beauty of it all. Everything he saw was amazing and he quickly found himself getting lost in the wilderness. As Gizmo was trekking along the plains, he stumbled upon a magical forest that reached far into the sky. The trees were a bright green, with flowers blooming in the colorful vegetation. Gizmo was mesmerized and could hardly keep himself from running into it. He found a path that seemed to lead farther into the forest, so he followed it. After a few minutes, Gizmo eventually reached an incredible sight. The canopy above opened up to a clearing filled with different types of animals jumping around and playing with one another. Gizmo had never seen anything like it and was instantly captivated by the animals' cheerfulness and vibrancy. He felt incredibly comfortable in this environment and knew he had to explore the rest of the forest. He was exploring the enchanted forest for days, discovering new animals and friends along the way. Gizmo was having such a fantastic time meeting new creatures in the sky-high forest. One day, Gizmo stumbled upon a large rock. He had never noticed it before. It was tall, black, and engraved with ancient symbols he couldn't quite make out. In front of the rock was an old, wise-looking monkey, who introduced himself as Mr. Bembo. Mr. Bembo explained that he was a guardian of the forest and had been living in the forest for many years. He then proceeded to explain that the magical forest Gizmo had entered was actually an enchanted forest and the rock was the entrance. It protected the forest from outsiders and people like Gizmo was the only ones who were ever allowed in. Gizmo was bewildered and curious why he was the only one to be allowed in. Mr. Bembo explained that it was because of Gizmo's curious and adventurous spirit. He said he could sense that Gizmo was different from the other animals and that he was special. Embarrassed but pleased, Gizmo promised to protect the magical forest from outsiders, and with Mr. Bembo's permission, he was able to stay in the enchanted forest and explore deeper. Gizmo spent the rest of his days roaming the magical forest and making new friends with the animals that lived within. He spent time with Mr. Bembo learning new things and exploring deeper into the enchanted forest. He was happy and filled with life and zest that he never felt while living in the village. For Gizmo, the sky-high magical forest was the perfect place to explore, create memories, and spend time with his new friends and Mr. Bembo. Gizmo's little adventure is an inspiration for everyone and teaches us to be open to new adventures, take risks, and explore our surroundings. And this is the story of the Adventurous Giraffe and the Sky-High Forest.